So to me, I'm very, very happy that finally we have this wonderful facility. I think it's the only one facility outside South Africa in the rest of Africa. Or kind of really amplifies the need for us researchers to work closely with our colleagues from France in trying to make things work much better. So I would like all of us to celebrate this achievement. It's an achievement that has been made possible by different players, and really Professor Fabrice, and also at one point Professor Stéphane Ducrocq, who began the journey, but along the way Boisserie came into the play. We've all done a wonderful piece of work to make this project.
Dear colleagues, dear friends, there are many reasons for this opening ceremony today, but most of you may not be aware that this is primarily because molecular biologists have told us in the 80s that the closest relative of hippopotamus are whales and dolphins. Held at the NMK Paleontology Department, a small workshop with few other colleagues in order to discuss hippopotamid evolution. We started fieldwork a few years later as a collaboration between Dr. Fredrick Manthi, our host, and Dr. Stéphane Ducrocq, who you mentioned as well, from our laboratory in Poitiers, for chemical removing of the sandstone without damaging the specimens. However, no such facility existed in Kenya nor in neighboring countries, to my knowledge, not in sub-Saharan Africa. So in 2015, we applied for a grant of the French National Agency for Research, ANR, to work on hippopotamid evolution. Our application included, of course, a budget to fund a lab dedicated to acid preparation of the fossils to be installed within the NMK. Our proposal received Fredrick's unreserved support, and thanks to him, this room was identified to possibly become the future acid prep lab of the NMK. For this, fortunately, we benefited from the wonderful help of the IFRA team. Thanks to Dr. Fredrick Manthi, to all the NMK staff members, to Dr. Marie Fuere, so myself, to Mrs. Marion Assego, IFRA's project manager, to Dr. Marie-Emmanuelle Pomerol, to the ANR, to the CNRS, and the University of Poitiers, and last to the French Embassy in Kenya. I'm very pleased to see a long-time project being achieved today. I am even more pleased that we were able to train two NMK colleagues to the technique of acid preparation, Mr. Blasto Onyango and Sylvester Kilonzi, and that now the NMK hosts this facility that will open new possibilities to other teams for finding information on our mysterious, deep past.
For us at the Embassy of France, scientific cooperation is really one priority of our bilateral relationship, of the kind of partnerships we would like to develop here in Kenya. The NMK is a cornerstone of our cooperation in this field. We have a long-time relationship. We have, I don't know how many scientists from the NMK who went to France under different programs. Currently, we have ongoing programs of scientific research with the NMK. I would name, for instance, the Mikoko project. As you guess, it's a project about the mangroves in Kenya with the Kenya Forestry Service. And the NMK are completely part of this project, but it's our main project currently with the IRD and CIRAD and, as I mentioned, KFS. We also have presently, I suppose it will start quite soon, this scientific stay in France for 6 months. It's Peter Guittard. Will be for 6 months in France at the National Museum of Natural History. Turel at Mzalendo and Purity, you know that museum well. You visited it, I remember, in June 2019. My wish is that more things could be done between these two institutions. We'll try to work more on that. Another thing I want to mention is that we have also, as you know, archaeological missions with French scientists in Kenya, supported by our Ministry of Foreign Affairs and our Ministry of Higher Education and Research. And one of the scientists that you know well is Sonia Armand, Dr. Sonia Armand. Unfortunately, she could not come this year, and so I know that she has agreed to spend 1/3 of the subsidy to not be spent for the NMK for some equipment in archaeology. So it's another example of things that you can do. And by the way, next year, the West Turkana archaeological project will celebrate its 10th anniversary. I wish we could organize something for that occasion. But I wish we could still keep on thinking about a project that we could organize, for instance, between the NMK and the National Museum of Natural History in Paris.
An important partner in research in Kenya. Something that I didn't know before coming here, and find out all what you achieved in archaeology also, but also in other fields of research like biology and conservancy and so on. So I'm looking forward to work with you very closely.
It's really nice to be here and to also meet up with some of our friends from the French Embassy and from IFRA. Obviously, the support that the National Museums of Kenya has had through the French Embassy and also through the France government is immense. It's not only in the area of research, obviously also in the area of museums, and even in the area of research, I think it's not only in prehistory. Like what Siri said, there's the group, I guess that's environmental ecosystems and biodiversity. So ours is just to say that we are supportive and we thank you for that support, and we look forward to even more collaborations. So really it's just to say that we will continue working with you, and we hope that you also continue working with us, and we are open to any other collaborations that may be. So we look forward to the prep lab, the acid prep lab. I'm sure it will help a lot even within the region.
Our chief guest from French institutions, and mostly from French Institute of Research in Africa, and also from the embassy. Our director, Antiquities, Site and Monuments, Dr. Purity Cura. It's such a memorable day to me to witness this dream that we've been waiting for. So we are so grateful as an institution to be blessed by your government with their resources in the areas that we were lacking in terms of prehistory research. One thing that I have learned as a scientist, history is what makes science. You have done it for NMK, you've done it for Kenya, you've done it for the global world, because this is going to promote a lot of collaboration.
Maria and I are with Maria, trying to see how best we can fast track this project. Maria and her deputy director.
Chloe.
Then also this a very special lady at the IFRA office, Marion Ansango.
Yeah, Marion Ansango.
She's the and everything moved so fast thanks to Marion. So please pass our regards and really appreciation to her.